Good afternoon, everyone. We just finished yesterday talking about the last year that the Jewish people were wandering in the desert, last of the 40 years. And right sort of in the beginning of that year, as Miriam died, Miriam, Miriam, the daughter, the sister of Moses, she died. And when she died, it said that the water stopped. Now, the Jewish people who were in the desert, God provided them miraculously with water from what there was a big rock, huge boulder that used to travel with them, and water used to come out of it, enough for all of the tribes. Used to divide up into 12 different tributaries, and that each one of the tribes would get water. And it said it also fertilized the desert to a certain degree where they were, and it became more inhabitable. And so everybody benefited from this water. But when Miriam died, in her merit, the water started, and when she passed, the water went away. But then it came back in the merit of Moses, because God did these miracles only when there was someone meritorious enough to warrant the miracle to happen. So she passed away, and in the merit of Moses, it came back. But meanwhile, the people had enough time to start complaining. And they said, where are we going to get water? We need water. And because of that, they pressed Moses and they pressed him. And God said to Moses, good, speak to the rock and water will come out. Take your staff and speak to the rock. And Moses went and he spoke to a bunch of rocks and nothing happened. And then came all of a sudden there were several rocks that appeared. And so he struck the rock, one of the rocks, struck it twice, and water came out. And so the people had what to drink, but God said, because you struck the rock, as it's not exactly what I wanted. And a leader of the Jewish people has to do exactly what God wants. Very difficult to be. So you're not going to go to the land of Israel, Moses. You're going to the land of Israel. Some people say that was good, because by means of that, Moses stayed with his people, the people that were going to die in the desert. Moses' generation that went out, they didn't go in the land of Israel. So Moses stayed with them, and he said he will enter in the raising of the dead. In any case, Moses desperately wanted to go into the land of Israel, even though that he knew that eventually he would, but he wanted to go in because in the land of Israel, there's all the commandments. And there's also it's all on a whole different level. All the agricultural commandments, they don't exist at all. But even the regular commandments that they do are a completely different level in the land of Israel than outside. Okay, so Moses didn't go in. It was already declared. That's it. Moses, you're not going to go into the land of Israel. Then after that, to make things worse, so Aaron dies. We'll get to that. And then after Aaron dies, it says the Jews were attacked. The Canaanite, it says, attacked the Jews because Aaron, in his merit, there came these clouds, protective clouds. Usually clouds are sort of ethereal things, but not these clouds. These clouds that in the merit of Aaron, because Aaron loved everybody equally, and he brought blessing to everyone equally. So there were these clouds that covered over everyone equally. And they protected the Jews from the sun above and the elements below and the enemies on all the sides. Aaron, we'll learn about that. And then they were attacked, and they had this amazing miracle victory. And then after that, I hope we'll get to it, is the copper snake. Nachash and Nachosh. Okay, let's go. Ready? Here we go. So let's just do a little thing. Well, this we're going to do quickly. Before we get to the death of Aaron, here's a little sort of disappointing episode that Moses sent Moses sent messengers. Malachim also means angels, but it means messengers. He sent messengers from this place, Kadesh, to the king of Edom. And he said, the king of Edom. Now, Edom is like the direct relative of Esav. Well, Esav was a bad guy, right? Esav was the brother, a Jew. He was the brother of Jacob, renegade Jew. And the king of Edom, and Moses said, listen, we're traveling in the desert. Do us a favor. Let us go through your land. We'll be peaceful. We'll buy things. You know all of the difficulties that we have found. This is what's he talking about over here? Because he said, we are brothers, Abraham. He said, Gari Zaracha. God said that your nation, God said to Abraham that your offspring will be strangers. But Al Shanenu, and both of us, we have the same debt to pay off. We're both relatives of Abraham. And you know the difficulties that we had, right? It said, our father. Me'al Avinu, our father. Because therefore, I'm sorry. Therefore, our father, your father separated from our father. And as Jacob and Esav, they were separated. Esav is the father of them. It says, Vayelech el Eretz Yipnei Yaakov Echav, his brother. Okay. It says, who's going to be the one that's going to wander around? Right? God told Abraham, your offspring are going to wander around. His offspring, Abraham's offspring, is also Esav. But the only one that really wandered around were the offspring of Jacob. So he said, we took it on ourselves to fulfill that decree of God that we're going to be wandering around, and we will be strangers and nomads. Right? In the land of Israel, Egypt will be servants and slaves. And really, you're the offspring of Abraham also. But we took that on ourselves. So you didn't have to suffer. That's what Moses is saying to the offspring of Esav, the nation of Esav. Therefore, our forefathers went down to Egypt, and they sat in Egypt many days. The Yoreu Mitzrayim and the Egyptians did bad to us, Ula Avotenu, and to our fathers. In other words, our fathers, me and you. The Avos Mitzrayim, the Kever, Kishipronos Bo, Al Yisrael. Says from here we know that the Egyptians did bad to us and to our forefathers. Our forefathers, who are their forefathers? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It says from here we know that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are suffering in the grave when bad things happen to the Jewish people. So now he's telling this, Moses is telling this all to the offspring of Esav, saying that both of us were supposed to have suffered because we both are the offspring of Abraham. That was decreed on him that he would be a nomad and be a stranger in a strange land, and he would suffer. But only we took that on ourselves. We took that, you didn't have to worry. We cried out to God. God heard our voice. He sent an angel, and he took us out of Egypt. Which angel? So Rashi says, the angel is Moses. By the way, it says that God heard our voice. What does it mean, heard our voice? Bebracha, this is the blessing that God blessed. I'm sorry. This is the blessing that our father, Yaakov, blessed us. It says, Akol kol Yaakov. Anu, we, Tzoakim, we cry out to God, V'nanim, and God answers us. And he sent us an angel. This is Moses. From here we know that the prophets are called angels. That's why it says that those who laugh at the prophets. The two prophets are laughing at the angels of God. It says. Said God, Yotzienu, what does it say? Yotzienu, it should see the Yud over here. Yotzienu, but there's no Yud. Why? Says the Baal HaTurim, because this is the 10 plagues Moses took us out. He took out the Yud, that's the 10 plagues, and he took us out of it. Okay, so now the Jewish people are pleading to the nation of Esav. Edom is Esav. Let us go. Let us go through your land. No, we won't go through your fields, your wheat fields, or through your orchards or your vineyards. We won't drink from your wells. We'll go a straight line. Everything will be predictable. Don't worry, you can watch us, and we won't incline to the right or to the left until we leave your country. Straight line. That would really do us a big favor, and you can do it. And we have our own manna that's falling from us. We have our own well, Bear of Miriam, that we're going through. We're not going to take anything from you whatsoever. But what we will do is we'll buy. We won't take anything. But we'll buy everything, even though we have our own. We'll buy for you water and there we go, 1 second. We'll buy from you water and food, right? Animals to slaughter and water, whatever. For here we know that a person that is a guest somewhere, even though that brings his own food, nevertheless he should buy from the store owners or whatever is there, in order that the people living where he is should benefit from it also. Okay, so that's pretty nice. Israel's speaking pretty nice to him. So let him go, right? Vayomer elav Edom, lo ta'avor, you're not going to go through our land. Be in me. You're not going to pen becherav etzil likrotzev, because if you do, I'm going to come out with war. I'll come out with a sword. I'll meet you with a sword. And that's what it says. You are bragging about your weapon that was given to you by your forefathers, namely what? Prayer. Yitzhak el Hashem, that you cry out to God and God listens to you. But I'm going to go out in the weapons that my forefather gave to me, like it says, Al Charbecha Yechiyah, the blessing that Yitzchak gave to Esav. You're going to live by your sword. We're going to come out with a sword. Vayomer elav bnei Yisrael, b'mesila naleh. I promise I'm going to go straight. I'm not going to do anything. You're not going to have any danger, any damages. If we drink any of your water, I'll pay. Please, let us go through by foot. Vayomer lo ta'avor, and he said, you're not going to go. Vayitze Edom mustered up his whole army with a tremendous number of people, biyad chazaka, and a powerful, what does it mean? B'havtachat ziknenu b'hayadayim de'esav. We come out strong. We know for sure it says the hands, the voice is the voice of Jacob, but the hands are the hands of Esav. So Edom did not let the Jews go through their land. Okay, finished. Next, Aaron dies. By Yisrael Kadesh, they went from this place Kadesh, and the Jewish people, to Hor Hahor, to this mountain which is called Mountain, the mountain of the mountains. What does it mean that all of the people, all of them are complete, all of them are ready to go into the land of Israel? The 40th year, there was not one person from all those that was decreed that had the decree hanging over the head. All of them died. All the people that Moses declared would die in the desert, they already died. That's what it says. You are all alive today. In other words, the decree has finished. No more of the Jewish people are going to die because of that decree. Come to this mountain. The mountain was called Mountain, Har HaHor, mountain of the mountain. There was a mountain on top of a mountain. It was like a little apple on top of a big apple. And even though that there was a cloud that went in front of them, and it leveled all the mountains, but the cloud of Aaron leveled all the mountains except for three. Mount Sinai, that was for the Torah. Mount Nevo, to bury Moshe. And Har HaHor, in order to bury Aaron. Har Nevo is going to be at the end of the Torah. God said to Moses and to Aaron and Har HaHor on the boundary of the land of I had all the notes written down. Okay. So God said to Moses and Aaron, Hor Hor, on the border of the land of Edom. They had to go all the way around, right? It comes to tell us, why does it tell us where it is? Because Moses even asked for a favor from the evil people of Esav, so therefore this big tzaddik passed away. That's why they shouldn't have asked for any favors. So God said, go up on Mount, this Hor HaHor, this mountain of mountains, and Aaron will be gathered into his people. He's not going to go to the land of Israel that I gave to the Jewish people because Meritem et pi lemei meriba, because you disregarded my words. You disregarded my words and the waters of contention. Remember when Moses struck the rock. Okay, ready, says God to Moses, take Aaron and take his son Elazar and go up, take both of them on Hor HaHor. What does it mean, take him? Take him with comforting words. Say, happy are you that you see that your crown is being given to your son, which I did not merit to that, said Moses. My sons did not get my greatness. Who inherited the greatness of Moses? Yehoshua, Joshua. You got it. Like the Hafshet es Aaron. Take off the clothes of Aaron. It means take off the clothes of Aaron that are relevant to him being a high priest. The regular basic clothes, which are every Kohen puts on, leave those on Aaron. Just take off the outer garments at Bigadav and put them on Elazar, his son, and then afterwards you'll be gathered into people. It says, what does it mean? Take off only the garments of the high priest and put them on. So he didn't take off all of his clothes, he just took off the extra garments, which add holiness to him, that he becomes a high priest, not just a regular priest. And put them on your son in front of you. Moses said, go into this cave. He went in. In the cave, he saw there was a bed and a light and a candle lit. So go up on the bed, went up. Spread out your arms, spread out. Close your mouth, close them. Close your eyes, close his eyes. Immediately Moses desired the same death. That's what it says, Kasher mit Aaron achicha, that you should die in the end of the Torah. You will die like Aaron, your brother, died. If there's already, death itself is not good, but if there's the best type of death is this. I'm going to see, like we said before, it was a death by a kiss of God. Kiss of God. What does it mean? it says it's like taking a splinter out of water. Just the soul just sort of is removed from the body. And that's what it says, put them on Elazar, on your son. He was dressed in the garments of a regular Kohen, a regular priest. And when Aaron removed his garments, so there's 8 special garments from a Kohen Gadol, and 4 of them are shared right there also with the regular Kohen. So Aaron was left, he took off the 4 priestly garments, the extra garments. He was left with the 4 regular garments, and he put them on his son, etc. Moses did what God said, and they went up to Hor in front of all of the people. What does it mean? Why is it telling us they did? Of course he did it. So Rashi says, even though it was very difficult for him, he did not delay. Moses took the garments off of Aaron, Vayavshedet Begadav, and he put them on Elazar, his son, Vayomas Aaron Sham, and Aaron died there on the top of the mountain. Vayirid Moshe Elazar Minahar, and they went down from the mountain. They left him on the bed. He was not buried. That's where he is.